When the boats finally scraped ashore, the man had been gone 3 years. He was looking for 117 people, his wife, his daughter, his granddaughter, and the settlement in front of him was completely, impossibly empty. No screams, no struggle, no graves. Just the wind moving through an open gate, and grass already growing where his people used to walk. This is the story of the Lost Colony of Roanoke, the oldest missing persons case in American history. And after more than 400 years, we are no closer to the truth. It began in 1587. A group of English settlers crossed the Atlantic to build a permanent colony in the New World, on a thin island off the coast of what is now North Carolina. Their leader was a man named John White, an artist, a mapmaker, and a governor. He had brought his whole family with him, including his pregnant daughter, Eleanor. The plan was simple on paper: build homes, plant crops, make peace with the people already living on the land, and wait for supply ships from England. But the island was harsher than they'd been promised. The soil was poor, food ran thin fast, and the relationship with the surrounding tribes was already fractured by the violence of earlier expeditions. Then, in August, a bright spot. Eleanor gave birth to a baby girl, Virginia Dare, the first English child born in the Americas, a tiny symbol that this place could become a home. But hope doesn't fill a grain store. Winter was coming, and the colony didn't have nearly enough to survive it. So the colonists made a hard decision. Someone had to sail back to England for supplies, and the man they trusted to do it was their governor, John White. He didn't want to go. Leaving meant leaving his daughter and his newborn granddaughter on a fragile strip of sand at the edge of the world. Before he left, the colonists made him a promise. If they ever had to abandon the settlement, they would carve their destination into a tree, and if they left in danger, they would carve a cross beside it. White sailed east, and then the world got in his way. England was at war with Spain. Every seaworthy ship was seized for the fight against the Spanish Armada. White begged for passage back. Year after year, he was refused. 3 years passed. 3 years of a father imagining his family on that shore, running out of food, running out of time. Finally, in August of 1590, on his granddaughter's 3rd birthday, John White stepped back onto Roanoke Island. He called out into the trees. He sounded a trumpet so they would know it was a friend. He sang familiar English songs into the dark. Nothing answered but the wind. The houses were gone, not burned, but taken down, carefully, plank by plank, as if the colonists had all the time in the world to pack. In their place stood a tall wooden palisade, a defensive wall, built after he'd left. Something had made them afraid enough to fortify. And there, carved into one of the palisade posts, was a single word. 3 letters, then more. C-R-O. And on another post, carved deeper and complete, Croatoan. White felt something loosen in his chest. Because Croatoan was a place. An island to the south, home to a friendly tribe led by a man the English trusted. There was no cross, no sign of danger. By their own agreed code, the colonists had simply moved to Croatoan. White wanted to sail there immediately. It was barely 50 miles away. His family might be waiting for him at the end of it, but the sea had other plans. A violent storm rolled in. Anchors snapped. The ships were nearly torn apart on the shoal. The battered crew refused to risk the crossing. They turned the bows toward England, promising to return. John White never saw Roanoke again. He never found his daughter. He never held his granddaughter. He died in England years later, not knowing, and the colonists of Roanoke were never seen by English eyes again. So what happened to them? For 4 centuries, people have tried to answer that question, and the theories all end in the same fog. The gentlest theory is written right there on the post. They moved to Croatoan Island and were absorbed into the Croatoan people, living, marrying, surviving among them. For generations afterward, explorers reported native communities in the region with gray eyes, fair hair, and stories of ancestors who could read from books. A darker theory says they split up. Small groups scattered inland, seeking help from different tribes, and were swallowed by drought, disease, or conflict along the way. Because Roanoke was founded during one of the worst droughts the region had seen in 800 years. The land itself may have turned against them. And then there are the stranger threads. Later, colonists at Jamestown heard rumors of survivors, and rumors of a massacre ordered by a powerful chief who feared the newcomers. But rumors are not remains. And in 400 years of digging, no one has ever found a grave, a body, or a mass burial tied to the colony. Modern archaeologists have found tantalizing scraps, English pottery inland, the faint outline of a fort on old maps hidden beneath a patch. Clues. Never an answer. That's what makes Roanoke haunt us. It isn't a story of people who died. It's a story of people who simply stopped appearing in history. Mid-sentence. 117 men, women, and children. A newborn's first birthday. A word carved in wood. And then silence, stretching all the way to us. John White came home to an empty settlement and one word on a post. 400 years later, we're all still standing where he stood, reading it and getting no reply. If this case pulled you in, do the colony a small favor. Like this video and subscribe to Backcountry Files so the next cold case finds you when it drops. Leave your own theory in the comments, Croatoan catastrophe, or something we haven't thought of yet. Because some cases don't close, they just go cold.